Now you're going to learn how to gram stain. For gram staining, you're going to take a fixed smear. I've put 2 on here just to get you ready so you can see 2 being done instead of 1 at a time. Notice that the slide holder is like this and not lengthwise. What you really don't want to have happen are your slides to fall into the ink because it just makes a big mess and mostly will ruin your slide if that happens. Okay, so I start with heat fixed slides, and then I have my stains. Crystal violet is the primary stain. Iodine is the mordant that holds, just like you hear mortar in there, it holds the crystal violet inside of the cells. The decolorizer will wash away the crystal violet and iodine from the cells that have a lipid outer layer. Those are gram-negative cells. And then the safranin will counterstain all of the gram-negative cells that had their crystal violet washed away. Okay, so here we go. Always make sure you shake them up because otherwise the dye can precipitate out. And you might want to wear gloves for this because it can be messy. Okay, I'm going to completely cover. Let's see if that one fills in. Hopefully you wouldn't have to put this much on. That was a lot. And you're going to let it sit on there for 1 minute. Now what's happening right now is that all of the slides, or all of the cells, are taking up this crystal violet stain. The cells are taking it up whether they're gram-positive or gram-negative. And you let this really sit on there for 1 minute, and then you're going to rinse it off with deionized water. So I'm not timing this, but you would be timing it. When the minute is up, then rinse. Now I rinse from the top. I don't want to spray right on the cells because they're fragile, and I could wash them off of the slide on accident. You can see that everything is purple now. And then I kind of tap like that. And you could have been doing 2 slides at once. I guess I'll just do the 1 for now. Okay, then the next step is the mordant. This is just iodine. We'll put that on. Whoa. There's a new bottle. Okay, iodine is composed of pretty big atoms, and what happens is they attach to the crystal violet, and they are held inside of the thick peptidoglycan layers of a gram-positive cell. It's going to help protect the crystal violet from being washed away when we decolorize with ethanol. You're going to let that sit on there for 1 minute, and when that minute is up, then again, you're going to rinse. Again, I'm rinsing down. Kind of changes color. When you look at this under the microscope, if it's gram-positive, it should be purple. Gram-negative should be pink. Okay, now the next step is a decolorizing step. This is the trickiest step of all as far as how careful you need to be. We want to wash away the crystal violet and the iodine from any gram-negative cells, but not over-decolorize and wash them away from gram-positive cells. So I'm going to start out with a few drops, and with this, instead of setting it on, you actually apply when the slide is at an angle. Notice I'm putting drops, and I'm not letting it sit, I'm immediately rinsing. You might notice there's still a lot of purple after this step. You might want to wonder about why. It has something to do with the cells that we're using. Okay, then I'm going to apply the pink safranin. We call it a counter stain. So any cells that were decolorized by the ethanol, in other words, any cells that weren't gram-positive, will still have a color. It's kind of fun to think about. If you had a mixture of gram-positive and gram-negative cells, there's a bubble there, I don't like that. I'm going to move that. Pop it. If you had a mixture of cells and you applied just crystal violet, the cells would be purple. If you were to then decolorize and you had a mixture and then you looked at the slide under the microscope, Some of the cells would be purple, the gram-positive ones, and some would be colorless, the gram-negative ones. That's why we need to add the saffron in, so that instead of being colorless, gram-negative cells will take up a pink stain. Okay, then once a minute is completed, you can rinse this away as well. And you're ready to look at it under the microscope. We do have this blotting paper, and you don't want to be too rough with this. Just open up a page and literally just kind of blot the edges. I try not to blot where the cells are. I just use this as an aid to drying off my cell, or my slides. Okay, you're ready to go and look at it under the microscope.